Hi, I'm Stacy. I'm from Arizona. I supported Trump in 2016 and Biden in 2020. I can't support Donald Trump in 2024. Trump stating that he wants to overturn the Constitution should be clanging bells and alarms for everyone in this nation. When you don't have a constitution, you have communism. When you don't have a constitution, you've got dictators and authoritarian leaders. Anybody saying they want to overthrow the Constitution or throw out the Constitution is only wanting power for themselves.
My name is Tina, and I am a former Trump supporter. Voted for him twice, but never again. I'm a retired veteran. My husband was a Navy chief who died in an aircraft mishap. Trump said in a private conversation that these military service members were losers. They're just a bunch of losers. And of course, I'm not saying it verbatim. That hurt. That hurt. My husband's sacrifice does not qualify him as a loser.
I'm Bennett from Pennsylvania. I voted for Trump twice, and I've been a lifelong Republican. Growing up, it was always be like Donald Trump. Work hard, build your empire. The reason I will not vote for Donald Trump again is there was not nearly enough progress made. Everything was always a battle. He is a divider. He's not a uniter. Trump and his clan are more about pissing off the liberals instead of making progress, crossing the aisle, and working together to make America great again. Some of the things that Trump has said in the recent months, such as on his first day in office, he'll be a dictator. That's things that should scare everybody. He doesn't address any issues. It's always election fraud this, election fraud that, stolen this, stolen that. Donald Trump is definitely running for himself to use the position to get out of his civil and criminal trials.
My name is Don Lupke. I'm from Northeast Indiana. I'm 80 years old and a lifelong Republican. And I voted for Donald Trump in 2016, did not in 2020, and I cannot vote for him again this year. You can't be loyalty to an individual. You have to be loyal to principles. And we don't seem to have that.
My name is Gary. I am from Arizona, and I'm a lifelong Republican up until a few years ago when I left the party, largely because of its complete loyalty and sellout to Donald Trump. His statements of intention to get his revenge on federal law enforcement like the DOJ and the FBI should be taken seriously. And I believe that he would be more than happy to dismantle that entire apparatus, federal law enforcement, in order to get his revenge for what Trump believes they have done to him. Well, my plan is to vote for Joe Biden, and not because I'm so absolutely impressed with his presidency, and not because I'm have become a Democrat. I have not, but because it is imperative that Trump not be elected.
My name is Ed. I live in Jacksonville, Florida. I voted for Donald Trump in 2016. I did not vote for him in 2020. I will not vote for him in 2024. I am a 24-year Navy veteran. I served in a war. I saw the ultimate sacrifice. I cannot vote for Donald Trump because he epitomizes the worst of the people that we are. And regrettably, I did cast a vote for Donald Trump in 2016, thinking he would grow into the office, and he didn't. And I would ask my fellow citizens to vote for Biden for the good of the country, because he's not perfect. But right now, he is a better deal for this 200 and something year experiment in American democracy.
My name is Andrew. I live in North Carolina. I did vote for Trump in 2016. I did not vote for him in 2020, and I will not vote again for him in 2024. He's ingratiated himself to Kim Jong-un in North Korea and Putin. He acts like he's his best friend. I think Putin's just laughing all the way. I think Trump's main driving force is revenge and retribution.
My name is Steve. I'm a former Trump voter, voted for him in 2020. Some of the things he's said have worried me. He's talked about doing away with the Constitution at times, and I just don't think that he is a true conservative. He talks more like a totalitarian. His views on Ukraine and his comments on Ukraine, like he will take care of the war on day one, can only mean that he will, let Putin have what he's gained and maybe more. And I just don't think that is fair to the Ukrainian people. I don't think that's fair to freedom and democracy.
Todd Steenbergen. I'm from Kentucky, and I voted in the 2016 election for Donald Trump. I realized that I regretted my vote for Mr. Trump, especially when the pandemic hit and I felt his leadership was lacking, and thus I did not vote for him in the 2020 election. It concerns me that Trump is running with remarks that seem to suggest that the Constitution is not important. In regards to the fact that he will take revenge upon a number of officials, that just concerns me. And we have to take those kinds of things seriously. His remarks in regards to Putin and the Ukrainian invasion that has been happening and the war there, his meeting with Viktor Orban is very concerning, should be very concerning. Therefore, I will not be voting for Donald Trump in the 2024 election. And my support will go to Mr. Biden.
I'm Bill Wilson from New Jersey, and I am a former Trump voter. I voted for Donald Trump 2 times. But then when January 6th came and saw what had happened and how he allowed it to happen, I could not, in good conscience, continue to support him. My heart was breaking to think our nation's capital was being destroyed by a bunch of hooligans who, out of their love and loyalty to one man, that they would journey in and rip a place apart. I do not believe the election was stolen, even though Donald Trump felt it was. And there was no justification to say it was stolen. Every avenue was taken to recount votes, to make sure the votes were in accord. And then when we found out that the president was going in there and trying to get those who were in charge of the elections to sort of change the results, was deplorable and not a part of a constitutional government for the United States. I've been a Republican all my life. I have been proud to be a Republican, but today I'm almost embarrassed to say that I'm a Republican because of where the party has gone. In 2024, I will not vote for Donald Trump. I cannot vote out of good conscience.
My name is Janet. I live in a little town of Byron, Georgia. I thought in 2016, when I voted for Donald Trump, that I voted for the lesser of the 2 evils. From the insurrection that he directly caused with his rhetoric in his mouth and inciting the people into doing what they did to our nation's capital is just beyond imagination. The sexual assault, and let's call it rape because that's what it was, to inflating property values to get better loan interest rates, to sharing our classified documents to anybody that wanted to look at them and brag about it. And his friendship with communist leaders is just unthinkable. Presidents are not supposed to do that. They're supposed to be for the country they represent. And I've been here almost 70 years, and I've never in my life seen anyone as cruel, rude, mean, vindictive, vengeful, hateful as Donald Trump is. Everything he says has to be fact-checked because 95% of the time or more, it is untrue. And the childish name calling, I pray that you vote for Joe Biden this year because we do not need Donald Trump in the White House.
My name is Thomas Pallone. I'm from Wisconsin Dells, Wisconsin. I voted for Donald Trump in both 2020 and 2016. I do not intend on voting for him in 2024. Donald Trump is running for president because he cares about Donald Trump. He's not a conservative. He doesn't even understand conservative principles, doesn't understand our Constitution, and doesn't care to understand it. Trump promised a wall to protect our border, didn't deliver. Promised that Mexico would pay for it, didn't deliver. Trump promised us health care better than Obama's, didn't deliver. A lot of empty promises that Trump made.
I'm a former Trump voter.
I voted for Donald Trump in 2016 and 2020.
In 2020, I voted for Trump again.
I will never support Donald Trump.
I will not vote for him in 2024.
He's got so much baggage.
Trump is the biggest threat to our democracy.
He kept denying
that he lost the election.
Donald Trump was responsible for the violence on January 6th.
He could have prevented it.
Trump talking about retribution.
And going after people is disrespect of our military.
The military people that he's disgraced.
91
criminal felonies.
4 different indictments.
He mishandled classified documents.
Taking documents.
Now his desire to do away with NATO.
Donald Trump talks about abandoning Ukraine.
He said he'll be a dictator on day one.
If he's going to be a dictator on day one, he's going to be a dictator, period.
That kind of stuff scares me.
Absolutely scares me.
A second Trump term would be worse than the first.
A second term for Trump
would be far more extreme.
It is dangerous, outrageous.
downright dangerous.
I cannot support Donald Trump again.
I'd never vote for him again.
He'll never get my vote, ever, ever.